Hi there, my name is Hisham Murad. I'm the Director of Technical Marketing here at Morpheus Data. And today I'd like to walk you through just a few of the features of Morpheus version 4.2. First, let me start by talking about Kubernetes onboarding. So I'll jump over to infrastructure and then to clusters. We've always been able to add Kubernetes clusters as well as Docker environments here, as you can see in my list. But now one of the capabilities that we've added is being able to add external Kubernetes clusters. The great thing about this is that you're now able to onboard existing Kubernetes environments and then bring them under management in the same control plane as everything else within your hybrid cloud. One other thing I'd like to mention that we've modified here is once you go ahead and add a new Kubernetes cluster, so let's say for example I'm going to add an AKS cluster here, I can select where I want that to go within my environment. It's going into my Azure cloud. I can give it a name. I'm just going to use the same name here just very quickly. Visibility, I'm going to keep it at private. And then I can go in and actually select the version or the layout, if you will, of the Kubernetes environment. But the thing I wanted to point out here is this number of workers. So now you have the ability to go in and decide the number of workers. So if I wanted to go in here and add, let's say 9 workers, or start with 9 workers, I can actually do so during the provisioning process. Great. Next, one of the things I'd like to talk about is tag policies. Tag policies is a new capability that we've added to Morpheus 4.2. This capability allows you to do tagging compliance across your environment. So upon provisioning, we can actually add tags to existing workloads, and then we make sure that those are compliant. So let's show you quickly how to go ahead and do that. So here I can say add a policy, and then from the list I would select a tag policy. I would provide the name and description. If I wanted this to be strictly enforced, I would select strict enforcement. I would provide the tag key, and then I can provide a value list. So a good example for me is I'm actually currently using one called cost center, so I can actually select that. And the other great thing here is I get to scope this any which way I want. I can do this globally within my environment based on a specific group or a cloud or even an individual user if I choose to. So let me just close that very quickly. So if I switch down here to tags, you see that I already have one that's assigned to me and me alone, just so I can actually demonstrate this. So again, cost center, department cost center, I have the value list. It's scoped just to me as a user. Okay. So now if I go to provisioning instances, let me go ahead and filter on my instances here. So as you can see here, now I can see a list of all the instances that I have created in my environment. Let me show you very quickly an instance that I've provisioned after creating my tag policy. So I can scroll down and I can see here that I have the cost center assigned to that specific instance. Great. Now if I go back, I'll be able to show you here that I had created an instance prior to me actually creating the policy. And if I go in and dig into that instance, I'll be able to see this type of message warning me that this server is not compliant with the tag policy that's currently in place. Now, the great thing about this situation here is, in fact, I can go ahead and do something like potentially have a workflow or a simple task or even a script that would simply go and assign that tag. So I can go back and take the action here and essentially bring this machine into compliance, or this application or service, if you will, into compliance. So this is really, really powerful. The other thing I just wanted to touch on is specifically ServiceNow. So ServiceNow, we've actually added a ServiceNow application. So if we go to the ServiceNow store, you can actually see in the ServiceNow store that we have the Morpheus Self-Service catalog. I would click on that application, and then I would simply, as a self-service ServiceNow consumer, I would get and install that application. Great, so you can see that here, and then we can see the product or information details on that. But before I go in and just show you what that looks like inside of ServiceNow, let me very quickly here jump into integrations. And if I scroll down, you'll be able to see here my ServiceNow instance. I'll click on that. And you see here that I have So you see here I have my ServiceNow instance, and I can scroll down to show you the important pieces. So here I have the ability to expose whichever clouds I want the consumer in ServiceNow to be able to deploy to. So I can do that here, and I can choose that, and it also expose the library items within the library. But in addition to that, I can go in and specify which blueprints I want to be able to see within the ServiceNow instance. Now here we are in ServiceNow, and if I select Self-Service Catalog, now you're going to see the Morpheus application. So I can see the Morpheus application here, and I can click on it, and as a consumer in ServiceNow, I can now see the application blueprints that I have access to. So from here, I have the ability to go ahead and actually deploy these applications. Request items are going to get created here in ServiceNow. If there are any issues, we'll also have incidents here. And then I have the ability to add it to the cart or click on Order Now once I'm done. And then this will go through the provisioning process in Morpheus. Another thing I'd like to touch on is a Terraform provider. We now have a Terraform provider as well for Morpheus, so you have the ability to go to GitHub and search for the Terraform provider and download that. So here it is. You can actually go and search for it, download it, install it, and actually start to write Terraform code to your Morpheus environment. The great thing about leveraging this Terraform provider is that you'll be able to take advantage of the 80+ integrations that we have in Morpheus. Meaning you're going to be able to write to the Morpheus provider and take advantage of all those integrations by simply writing just to the Terraform provider. So as you can see here, there's a lot of great new features in Morpheus 4.2, and there's a ton more. So please reference the Morpheus 4.2 release notes to get additional information. And also, if you'd like to get a live demonstration of the Morpheus platform, please visit morpheusdata.com. Thank you and have a great day.